There, let's get going. And we're going to be talking about 5 differences between healthy and toxic family dynamics. Man, we're going to hit some stuff today. 5 differences between healthy and toxic family dynamics. Y'all might be wondering why I'm bringing this topic up. It's because a lot of times when you want to figure out why you're the way you are, you got to go back to your childhood. You want to know how you started out to be the way you are, the type of person you are, go back to your childhood. Yeah, man. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go back to our childhood, and we're gonna think about what was healthy and what was toxic about our childhood. Because there may be some things that were healthy that your family got right. Then again, everything on this list they could have got wrong. Word of the day is sanctuary. A sanctuary is a holy and sacred place. Your family, when you were growing up, that should have been a sanctuary. Listen, you're a seed. When you're born, you're a seed. You're a seed. The home, the parents, they're the first teachers. Whoever raising you when you was a kid, those were the first teachers. And oftentimes, when your personality is developed when you're as a child, that's usually your personality you carry through the rest of your life. So if they don't get it right, it'll mess you up for the rest of your life until you go get some therapy and unpack that, and they help you change that. Change your paradigm, change the way you look at the world. But it all starts when we are kids. So your sanctuary, a holy and sacred place, a place that provides shelter and protection. So, saying of the day, if you didn't come from a healthy family, make sure a healthy family comes from you. That's easier said than done. That's easier said than done because you don't know what you don't know. You'll be passing on some stuff that you think is normal that really isn't normal. Because basically what we do when we raise our kids the same way we were raised. Even the stuff we didn't agree with. Anybody did spankings and beatings? I was doing spankings. I never did switches, never did extension cords, but I did my hand. Then after a while, my son started getting older, started hitting him with my hand was hurting. I had to pull my belt off, like give him a few whacks on the butt with the belt. But I tried to make sure I hit him on the butt. But then it got to a point where now, if you ask me now as a grown man in my 50s, I wish I would have never whooped my sons with a belt. If I could do it over, I would have never whooped my sons with a belt. I would have talked to them when they did something that was wrong. I would have treated them like, well, I did. I used to talk to them all the time, but I would have talked to them more. And I would have never given them whoopings if I could do it over. That's why a lot of times when we be talking about your parents, and then the parents be treating the grandkids better, well, you used to whoop me and slap me in the face, but you ain't whooping them because they've learned, they've evolved, they've matured. Don't be mad because your parents evolved. This talk is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional guidance, advice, treatment, or diagnosis. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, substance use or abuse, or suicidal thoughts, dial 988. 988 is available 24/7 nationwide and staffed by trained crisis counselors who are just a text or a call away. 5 differences between healthy and toxic family dynamics. We're going to talk about the healthy, and then we're going to go into what the toxic is. So, family should feel like a sanctuary. Sanctuary, a holy, sacred place. Family should feel like a sanctuary and a place where you feel loved and safe. For some lucky people, it may be just that. However, for others, a family home may be everything but a sanctuary. And since we spend most of our time with our family, we may have become used to that type of environment. Because of it, we may be living in a toxic family without even knowing it. 1, communication. 5 differences between healthy and toxic families. Number 1 is communication. Now, healthy communication says that in your family, you're able to communicate your needs, your opinions, and you're not afraid to say what's on your mind, and you are happy to listen to other family members. So, in healthy communication, you can say could you do that when you were a kid? So in a healthy family, when you're in the grocery store and you hold up the box of cereal, you say, I want to get these. And even if she don't get it, she don't beat you for it, or she don't make you feel bad about it. You don't lifted up that box of cereal. Remember Eddie Murphy and Delirious? Mama grabbed that shoe like a gun. But the box of cereal fly out your hand. That for a lot of people, that was reality. You couldn't ask for nothing when you was inside there. You didn't have an opinion. You didn't get a say. And what they bought and what they gave you, that's what it was. because you are a child and you're not afraid to say what's on your mind. A lot of times people tell kids in toxic situations to be quiet, to shut up, quit talking so much. You're gonna ask a million questions. They're gonna answer all of them. She'll be laying down, mama trying to get some sleep. Mommy, why do birds fly? Baby, they fly because they got wings. She don't care. She gonna answer every question she can. That's a healthy family dynamic. You are happy to listen to other family members. So not only do people listen to you, by doing that, you're able to listen to other family members, because if you got family members who don't listen to nobody, they don't listen to you, you're going to be the same way. There's something bothering you, you know that they're always there for you to help you with whatever you need. So if there is something bothering you at school, if something's bothering you with a teacher, if something's bothering them with a kid in the neighborhood, or with a kid at school, or with a family member even, touching on one of them, they feel comfortable talking to the rest of the family. They like, I'm going to my family because that's their sanctuary. That's where they are protected. That's where they know they can go, and if something is going on, they'll bring it up, and immediately people on their side, people in their family, going to surround them and protect them. Like, hold on, who bothering you at school? Do I need to come to school with you tomorrow? Hey, you go to school, I'm going to go to work late, I'm going to call my boss and let him blah, 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 blah. Instead of, what did you do? You always bad, you always messing up, quit messing up kind of stuff. Communication, healthy communication. Now, toxic communication. Your opinions and feelings may be invalidated. So when you have an opinion or you have a feeling, they tell you stop feeling that way. You looking like you sad. You ain't got no reason to be sad. Get that look off your face. You ain't got no reason to be mad. What you mad about? You better shape up or you won't get a whooping. You better not cry.
That's sadistic.
What it does is it interferes with you mentally. Mentally, when you suppress your emotions, then you don't even know how to read your emotions. Because if you're mad and somebody keep telling you you ain't got a reason to be mad, you don't even know when you're supposed to be mad. Your opinions and your feelings may be invalidated. You can't even think about talking to your family about your problems. They're the last people you want to go to when you got an issue. If it's a toxic family, you rather go to one of your friends, you rather go to a teacher, you rather go to a boss, an employer, before you go to your family with something that's bothering you. That's a toxic family. You can't even think about talking to your family about your problems because they'll either ignore you or turn it into an argument. In the end, you may learn to ignore them and avoid bringing up any of your problems, since not communicating at all feels better than being put down or discouraged. So this person rather not even talk to their family about stuff that's going on with them. They keep all their issues away from them because they don't want them to discourage them, or they don't want them to put them down about something. 5 differences between healthy and toxic family dynamics. Number 2, respect. You deserve respect when you was a kid. How do you think they learn how to respect others? By giving them respect. When you give a child respect, that teaches the child to respect other people. Oh man, let me get into this one. Man. The healthy way of respect as far as family is being respected, and respecting the people around you is an important idea that is often taught from an early age. So respect is taught at an early age. That's not something you're supposed to learn at 30. Parents that care for their children know they are not their priority. You are not your child's priority. Parents who love their kids, they know that. Now, they might be your priority, but you can't expect you to be your child's priority. Their favorite cartoon character might be their priority right now. Children are basically small people with their own minds. They know their kids need validation and respect to grow into healthy, functional adults. In a healthy family dynamic, the parents know their kids need validation. You need to validate your kids and also respect your kids to grow into healthy and functional adults. As children are shown respect, they learn to also show it to their parents, to other people, and also themselves. When you can respect your child can respect you. Gone are the days of do as I say and not as I do. That's over. Toxic way of respect. Unfortunately, some families don't see respect as such a big deal. Sometimes they may think it's a one-sided gesture where parents get to demand respect from their kids, but don't show it to them in return. Parents, oh man, they big on respect. They big on how you talk to them. Don't be stomping away. You can't even stomp away. Oh, don't even think when you go in your room, you better close that door lightly. But how many times they slammed your door? How many times they stomped around after talking to you and was throwing pots and pans around? Huh? How many times did you come in the house and hear them talking about your business on the phone? Respect goes both ways. Children in these types of households may be taught to not talk back, do as I say and not as I do. Children are taught to just listen and do as you're told, often without any explanation. This can have a negative effect where they end up doing things in fear of punishment instead of kindness. In the long run, they may even start to resent their parents. 5 differences between healthy and toxic family dynamics. Number 3, criticism. Some of the worst things people carry into adult life a lot of times are some of the things that their parents said that they can never ever forget. Because a parent can say something about your man when you was 10 and you be 50 still struggling with it. Parents' words are very powerful, whether you building up a child or whether you destroying one. A healthy family, when you care about someone, you want to be honest with them, even if the truth is not always the prettiest. Healthy families know that and are not afraid to give constructive criticism to their family members. When they critique, they do it gently, by emphasizing the good and giving suggestions about the bad. Ultimately, they just want their loved ones to be the best versions of themselves, and they want to help them on that path. They just want to see you doing good. And if they telling you something, they telling you because they see something coming down the road, and they see a pitfall, or they see something where it's going to be a problem, and they don't want you to get messed up. They're going to speak up and speak out. Whereas on the other hand, when it's a toxic family, in a toxic family, criticism is often used as a weapon to attack and belittle other family members. Yeah, so when they are criticizing you, it's basically to hurt you. Criticism is used as a weapon to beat you down. They are harsh, excessive, and extremely hurtful. In families like these, you may hear comments like, "You can't do anything right. Just look at yourself. You're stupid. You're ugly. You're worthless." In this situation, you can't really grow as a person, and it can take a toll on your feelings of self-worth and self-esteem. Somebody told you when you was a child you were stupid, dumb, and ugly. Don't you know some kids, man, you would think stupid was their first name. Hear it so much. Dumbass. Come on, man. We had some grandmothers, some grandfathers, some mamas and some daddies. You dumb MFer? You dumb piece of you know what? Come on. There's some nasty people who should have never had contact with children, let alone grandkids. As a person, that tears you down growing up as a kid. You're going to go through so much trying to overcome that and find yourself in your 30s, 40s, and 50s still struggling with what they told you. Still thinking you dumb. Still thinking you ugly, still thinking you stupid and worthless. 5 differences between healthy and toxic family dynamics. Privacy. Kids deserve privacy. They do. You ever seen that one comedian, he would be talking, was it Earthquake? Or was it Arnaz? I'm not sure which one of them did that. I think it was Earthquake. I don't know. I mean, I ain't for sure. One of them was talking about, yeah, in my mama house, you can close no doors in my mama house. What you doing with that door closed? Keep kick it wide open. You don't pay no bills in here. You don't get to close no doors. Everybody in the audience laughing. That's toxic. Privacy for a young person is important. That's important. When a girl get a certain age, get her out the room with her little brother and give her her own room. Give her her privacy. Start going through them developmental stages, changing her body. Give her her privacy. That young boy, he's starting at 13, 14. Get him out the room with his little brother. And you might not be able to lock no doors. I can respect that. But you should be able to close the door and have some privacy. And they got to knock to come in. That's just out of respect. Because if you got to go to your mama and your daddy don't, that should be vice versa. That should be a rule of the house. Because to say that the child don't deserve no, says that the child is less than. Privacy is an important aspect of a child's life. It helps them develop into a strong, mindful person. This means knocking on your child's door before entering, not listening in on conversations, not reading their diary, not going through their phone, and never going through their things. If there is a reason when privacy really needs to be invaded, they make sure to explain why that needs to happen. So if you smell some marijuana coming from your child's room, oh yeah, time to go check the room. If they acting kind of funny, you think there's some stuff going on? Yeah, hey, I think some stuff going on. I don't know what it is, so I'm finna go in here and check your room. You staying right here and wait till I come out. You explaining to them what you gotta do, why you gotta do it, but you ain't invading their privacy. Because as the parent, you can do that. So imagine how a child must feel when the child really don't have no power. You ain't paying no bills. Most cases, you ain't got no job. You depending on your parent to come and go. So a lot of parents use that. They weaponize it because they know you need them. Toxic privacy. Toxic parents won't think twice when it comes to invading their children's privacy. They may ask too many questions and over interfere. If a child tries to be assertive and ask for their boundaries to be respected, they may just argue with them or pretend to respect their boundaries, but they still check in that diary when they want to. You leave that phone around, they still going through it. Reading text messages, seeing what you sent out and what came in. They might hack your email.
It's so tough for parents to check their emails and check that.
Man, there's so many apps out there now to spy on your kids.
Yeah.
And my thing is, if you feel like you got to spy on your kids, how good of a parent were you? That part. Affection. Healthy family affection and then toxic affection. So in a healthy family, family members love each other and are not afraid to show it. No matter what happens, you know you are loved. Whether a kiss on the cheek, a long tight hug, or even just a word of encouragement and kindness sets your family apart. Some people grew up never ever being told by their parent that I love you. Can you imagine that? Never being affectionate when they was a kid. Like picking them up when they fell and like, you gonna be all right, baby? Because maybe your parent didn't get that. So if they didn't get it, how would they know how to pass it down? Because you don't know what you don't know. They might have been taught when you fall down, get on up off that floor. You better not cry. That wasn't nothing, get on up. And they think they raising a healthy person, even though everybody behind them or in front of them are unhealthy. Ain't nothing wrong, man. Ain't nothing wrong with picking up your little son and you're going to be all right, little man. And it's all right. It's all right. Let him cry on your shoulder. That's a good dad. He knows that you care about him. But to hold him up like, why you crying? What's wrong with you, man? You better cut that out. You abusive. For toxic family members, even if you do love each other, you may not know how to show it or even feel comfortable showing it. Toxic families ignore the important aspects of family life or take their family members for granted. That's serious. They take their family members for granted. Since it may be rare for you to get a hug or a kiss from your family, you might seek that love outside of your home. So if you don't get that love and affection that you were supposed to get from your family, oftentimes them young kids grow up to be adults who look for that love in the wrong places. So if it's a little girl never had told by her daddy, I love you, never got looked at in her eyes and told by her daddy, baby, you are beautiful just the way you are. You don't have to change nothing, baby. You are beautiful. And she ain't never had a man in her life who was a positive man, who helped build her up when she get about 14, 13, 15, 16, 17, 30, 40, she'll be looking for that love in all the wrong people. And because she didn't have a positive role model, and if the role model in her life was a toxic person, she's going to be always looking for that love in that toxic person. Or he will be looking for that love in that toxic person. And that's why a lot of young boys join gangs, not have a daddy in their life. They didn't have that role model in their life, so the gang becomes a pseudo family. Becomes a pseudo family. They think they loyal to it, and it's a toxic environment. You dying over a street. People in gangs, they actually die over colors. People are talking about snitches nowadays. This new generation got snitching messed up because snitching was never a free pass to terrorize a community. You can't tell about nothing nobody do. That's a lie right there. See, when they said no snitching, this is what they were talking about. Bill and me, we both get some dope. And so we sell it together. We split it up. We say, okay, this your half, this my half. And then when we sell all of it, we're going to bring it together. And we're going to make some more money. And then we're going to do, okay, cool. And then we go sell this half. I'm going to sell my half. We bring it back together. We got an enterprise going. And then he said, okay, I'm going to go sell my part. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go sell my part. So I go sell my part. But when I go to sell my part, I get locked up. So no snitching means don't tell on Will.
Hold that.
So no snitching meant you won't be out there doing something, and then when you get caught, now all of a sudden you want to go out there and tell on people. That's what no snitching meant. It didn't mean you know who went and shot up that house and killed them 3 people in that house. You can't go snitch. No, get him off the street. You be a fool not to snitch on that person. I don't care if it was your daddy or your brother. Get him off the street. Have some integrity. Snitching was, I'm doing it, we both doing it. We go run because the police chase us. You under the car, I'm behind the tree. The police flash a light on me like, come on up from behind that tree. I'm like, hey, come up from under that car, man, they got us. That's snitching. Right. That's snitching. That's snitching. They got us, come on. They got you up under the car. What are you talking about? So, all right. So we said 5 differences between healthy and toxic family dynamics. We said that communication could be either healthy or toxic. We said the respect level could be either healthy or toxic. We said the criticism within the household could be healthy or toxic, and privacy could be healthy or toxic. And then we said finally 5 was the affection piece. Could be healthy or could be toxic.
You would have to be a fool to set up in here and this and that, all this good stuff, you know what I'm saying, and don't learn nothing from it day by day. A fool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about that.
Thank
Talk
you.
about this now.
Thank you.
We were sitting back there talking about that this morning.
And you know what it is? Some people dragging their feet to change because they've been the same way for so long that being something different is scary to them. Changing to them is scary. See, but what you got from being the way you are right now? What have you gotten? The more you change, the more you grow. And if you're not growing, it's only because you're not changing. Any other question, concerns? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Larry.
when I leave here, fellas, and what Will teaches me and us, and I leave out that door, I take it to the water with me, and I go to my friends, and the stuff that he done embedded in my head, because he didn't put it there. I use the same education he give me, and I pass it around. Maybe they don't want to listen. Maybe they do, but one day it might sink in into their head, and they say, okay. Because I have to use these same techniques that Will give me, because I had it bad. I'm not a saint. I had it bad, and a lot of things that this man have taught me helped me get through the problems that I have. And you know, they say don't leave it in the building. Take it with you and spread the word, because it's like my man says, it's good, it's great, it's motivation, you know. And when I leave out that door, man, I just, I be so happy to get this education that I didn't know. You know, I thought I knew it all. It's a lot of this I had never heard of. You know, yeah, I know how to read, write, count my colors, but this I never knew, and it helps me as I go every day in life. It helps.
And I also use it because I do a men's group. Right?
At the church.
Yeah. And what you do, what you teach, I implement it into the group.
Good.
And they be like, man,
Good.
where you be getting this stuff from?
Yes.
It's
Good.
what you learn and you implement it in your life. You know, then they say that once the light shines, everybody see it.
Yeah,
Once you
yeah.
learn something and you start walking it, everybody see it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Iron sharpens iron. You know?
They see and what they talking about. That reminds me of me, man. The way y'all see them talking right now, like they just really hyped up after hearing this. That's how I was. You change. It's taking a hold of you. It's going inside of you, and other people gonna see it, and it's changing you. And you feel the change, and you see it. That's how out, and it makes you hungry for more. See, it's building up right now. See, but then eventually, it's gonna get to a point where it's just how you are, how you carry yourself, and it just explodes every time you come around people. You're gonna give them some knowledge. So even in your regular conversations are power. Just your regular interactions with people, they get something from you. They get some of your energy. So they on that journey, man. They on that journey. I see it. And that's how you feel when you on it. You get hyped and you get happy because you learning and you want to learn more. So that's good. I appreciate that, fellas. Anything else, y'all?
Two things. One, I just want to piggyback what Mr. Ken said. What you teach us every day, it's building blocks to life.
Okay, great.
And I also have a men's group on Facebook, and I'll throw what you say on as encouraging words, and I get feedback. I get so much positive feedback.
Good.
And I don't know, a lot of you guys might not hear me, but at the end, I will go up to him and say thank you, because I appreciate what he does for us just by talking those words. And two, did you grow up in my house when we were kids? Because everything you said, 90% of it was true to me.
I saw you over there zoned out. You was y'all was watching me, but I watched all of y'all. And while I was talking, he was looking straight ahead, zoned out, and I knew something was capturing him and something was hitting him before he even said that. Just by the way he was looking, he was zoned out, and it took him somewhere. Took you back too?
Yeah, but when you first started, it took me back.
Right.
Yeah, and I was like, man.
Right, because a lot of times that's where our problems start. And I'm not blaming parents, man. I could never blame my mom. I could never blame my mother, man, because her mother died when she was 10. Wow. My granddaddy wasn't like that. My granddad was not a nurturer. So she didn't have anybody to teach her to be a nurturer. You don't know what you don't know.